4. Writing a story. A. Discuss. Has anything unbelievable, hard to believe, ever happened to you in your lifetime? If yes, what happened? Now listen to a story, a real story that happened to me, and it's very hard to believe. I once had shades similar to the ones you see in the picture, Ray-Ban. This story happened many years ago. They were stolen from me as I was performing wudu. Many days after they were stolen, I was at a computer store buying some stuff for my computer. A man came in and approached me. He was holding a pair of shades similar to the one that was stolen from me, and he offered to sell me that pair for a very cheap price. He wasn't holding many pairs, a lot of shades, no, just the one, and that one looked exactly like the one that was stolen from me. I believe it was mine. It's so unbelievable. B. Read the story and answer the questions. Can I give you a hand? What's the meaning of this phrase? We will come to it. It was a warm summer evening. It was close to being hot. Paul was returning home. He was coming back home when he saw two men outside the house of his neighbor. Neighbor is the one who lives next door. His name was Tom Baker, the name of the neighbor. They were carrying his furniture. Look at the men. They are carrying the furniture, like tables, chairs, into a van. A van is a big car that is used to carry goods. Paul knew that Tom was moving out. Knew is the past of know. I know, I knew. Moving out, he thought that Tom was changing his house, moving to another one in a few days. So he walked up to one of the men and said, "Hello, can I give you a hand?" This is the same phrase. Can I give you a hand? It means, do you need any help? Can I help you? The man just stood. Stood, the past of stand. He didn't make a move. He stood there looking at Paul. That's when the other man said, "That would be great." As soon as Paul helped them finish, the two men quickly got into the van, thanked him, they thanked Paul, and moved away. They left. Left is the past of leave. Later, while Paul was having dinner, the doorbell rang. Doorbell is a button outside a house that you push to make a sound. Rang is the past of ring. Ten ten. It was Tom, and he looked very upset. He was unhappy and worried. Someone broke into my house. Broke into. He got in illegally without my permission and took everything. He shouted. Shouted, he said that in a loud voice. Someone broke into my house and took everything. Paul froze. He didn't make a move. The past of freeze. I'm so stupid, he thought. The past of think. He realized that the two men that were carrying furniture and loading it into a van, they were criminals. They were stealing from his neighbor. Fortunately, luckily, Paul gave a clear description, very obvious description. The men were tall and bald. They were wearing jackets. These are descriptions of the men to the police, and they found the burglars. Found, the past of find. The burglars, the people who broke into the house. Burglars. After only an hour, Paul helped move everything back into the empty house. Empty, there was nothing inside the house. The burglars took everything, but he is never offered to help a neighbor again. After this incident, he never offered to help a neighbor. 1. What is the purpose, what is the goal of each of the paragraphs? How many paragraphs do we have? 3. What is the goal of having this first paragraph? The first paragraph sets the scene, describes the background of the story, and introduces the main characters. When we say that it was a warm summer evening, that is setting the scene. When we say that Paul was returning home and he saw two men carrying the furniture of his neighbor, that is the background of the story. And when we say Paul and Tom, these are the two main characters. The second paragraph, which is the main paragraph, the long paragraph, describes how the story started and how it developed. How did the story start? It started by having Paul thinking that Tom was moving out, changing his house. How did it develop? Well, actually, he helped the burglars loading the van. The final paragraph ends the story and makes a short comment about it. How did the story end? Paul gave a clear description of the men to the police, and they were caught. A final comment: Paul never offered to help a neighbor after the incident. 2. What tenses are used? Tenses like past simple, present simple, present progressive. If you read, you will find out that we used mostly past simple and past progressive. Blue, past progressive. Paul was returning home. They were carrying. Tom was moving out. Past progressive. Past simple, he knew. He walked up. C. Look at the following questions and decide in which paragraph each of them has been answered. Write 1 for paragraph 1, 2 for paragraph 2, and 3 for the final paragraph. Who is or who are the main characters, and what were the main characters doing? Where can you find the answer? Who are the main characters? They are Paul and Tom. The answer is in paragraph 1. What did the main characters do and what happened? What did Paul do? He helped the burglars. What did Tom do? He rang Paul's doorbell and he shouted that somebody broke into his house and stole everything. That's in paragraph 2. When did the story take place? Take place means happened. When did the story happen? It happened in a summer evening, in paragraph 1. How did the main character feel? The main character is Paul. How did he feel? He felt stupid. I am so stupid, in paragraph 2. What happened in the end? Paul gave a clear description to the police. That is in paragraph 3. Where did the story happen? Where did it happen? It happened at Paul's house, in paragraph 1. How does the main character feel now? How does Paul feel now? He feels like he doesn't want to offer help to a neighbor again. That is in paragraph 3. D. Look at the stories on pages 118 and 120. Choose one of them and write it out. This is the story on page 118, and this is the one on page 120. Choose one of them, not both, and write it out. Answer the questions mentioned below. Your story should be between 100 and 120 words. If you answer these questions, the answers will become your story. Here is a tip. Keep in mind that when writing a story, write the events in chronological order. Write the first things first. What happened first? Paul helped the burglars. After that, Tom came to Paul and told him that somebody stole his furniture. First things first. Use past tenses like past simple and past progressive. Use time linkers like when, while, as soon as. Use adverbs and adverbial phrases like suddenly, fortunately, in the end. Use adjectives describing feelings like I felt stupid, I was surprised, I was amazed. Use direct speech, questions, and exclamations to make your story more interesting. Let me show you examples of a direct speech. Where can you find direct speech here? I highlighted direct speeches. Hello, can I give you a hand? This is direct speech. Do you see these marks? These are quotation marks. We use them with direct speech. That would be great. That's when the other man said, these are his exact words. That would be great. That is exactly what the man said. Use questions. Can I give you a hand? Use exclamation mark. Do you see this? This is exclamation mark. Someone broke into my house and took everything. Organize it into paragraphs, first, main, and final, as shown above. Now, which story would you like us to choose? This or this? I will choose this. It looks more scary, more interesting. Now, on a piece of paper, get your pen ready and start writing. Don't copy mine. You have to write your own story. I will show you mine now as an example. 120 words exactly. Read with me. What a surprise. This is the title of my story. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. Jim was sleeping when a loud noise woke him up. Jim got out of his room to see what it was. He heard his brother's voice, Brad, calling him, Jim! Jim, help me! He hurried to his brother's room to check it out. To his surprise, the room was empty. As Jim was searching for his brother and shouting, Where are you, Brad? He noticed a bright light coming from downstairs. He decided to go downstairs to see where the light was coming from. Jim was surprised to see his brother Brad alongside their friends, holding flashlights towards Jim. And all of them said in one voice, Happy birthday, Jim! It was a surprise. We wrote 3 paragraphs. We used direct speech. Jim, help me. This is direct speech. Questions, everything. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, share it with friends. I will leave you now with the workbook exercises. I'll see you again next time, inshallah. Goodbye.